Yo, what's going on? And welcome back to some more of the Bazaar. In the last one, we were still playing on the beta build, and I definitely had some complaints, but now we are in the full version of the game, which came out a few days ago. Well, I guess at the recording of this a few days ago, for April, the start of April, and they kind of fixed everything that people had complaints about. So let's talk about that real quick. First of all, challenges mostly stay the same. They might have changed like some of the specifics in the challenges. I'm not that concerned about that. You can still do the challenges. There's just as many challenges to do. And then you get daily challenges and weekly challenges, blah, 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 blah. Now let's talk about the prize pass. So, the things that have changed with the prize pass are the expansions, which we see one at 15. There's another one at 30 right there. This one's Vanessa. The other one was Dooley. The expansions are now free to play. If you get to 15, you get the expansion, whether you're paid or free to play, which is great. Big complaint is before you just didn't get to play the expansion if you weren't paying for it, right? So that's great. There's up to 60 ranks in this now. I don't know if it goes past that, but at 60 you like earn a skin as well for Pygmalion. And then it looks like I don't know if you get more tiers for free or not, but odds are unless you're playing just a ton free to play, you might not even get to 60. Now the other thing that's great is at the end of the season, say like I only make it to rank 20 this season, so I don't get to rank 30 where the Vanessa expansion is. Now, at the end of the season, everyone automatically gets all the expansions for the previous season. So that means that the beta season, everyone got the expansions for the beta season once the actual game came out here. Um, and that is just like no one knew, I think, how they were gonna do previous season stuff, because like for all we knew, it could be just you never could get it again, which would just be absurd. But I think they did it the best way. Just everyone gets it automatically when the season ends, so you can earn it early on in the season. But if you don't get there or you join the game late, you just automatically have it. Other thing that they did is if we go to play, I still only have one character. I'll be trying to work towards another character. They made them slightly more expensive now. 600 instead of 500 is what they previously were. I think it used to be out of 2,500 total. So characters are a little bit more expensive, but I think you also might be able to earn more gems consistently, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But so now expansions, you can see here we have the base expansion and the expansion from the beta season there. They're automatically on. Apparently, how it used to work in the beta season is you could pick which ones you wanted to turn on and off, which meant that you, like, if all the cards are, I keep calling them cards, but like if all the items in Mysteries of the Deep were bad, you just turn off Mysteries of the Deep and you can no longer get those items, right? Because you're diluting your pool of possibilities with bad items. Now that's not an option anymore. You could argue that maybe that's a bad idea, but I think it's just objectively correct because now everyone is forced to be on the same playing field. Everyone's pool is diluted by the same amount. And it also makes it so you kind of are more forced into playing with things that you might not usually use. Like, say you get something from Mysteries of the Deep and you don't really use it very often. That might be the item that you have to make work for that run because you're just not, like, that's the option that you were given and that's what you got to go with. So it forces like more diversity into runs, which I think is a really good thing. I don't think anything really changed in equipables here. I don't have that much. So anyways, that's kind of what they changed that I think is all good. Their monetization is now, let's go back real quick. The monetization is the subscription, which lets you get double XP from challenges. It's kind of slow to load at the moment, but that's neither here nor there. And then also they have this like paid shop which you can also buy with gems, so it's technically free to play, but you got to first earn those gems. And they have like daily stuff that's available for you, and they're limited. I guess only 40,000 people could get them, which is kind of an interesting idea. Um, 40,000 seems like at the moment it's probably not going to be limiting. Like, probably 40,000 people aren't going to buy this by the end of the day because it seems to be daily. So, I don't know. It could be bad or good. The limitation is just kind of an interesting thing, but I guess they seem to serialize items as you get them. So even if you get something from a chest, it has like a number associated with it, which I guess is probably the number of times that item has been obtained. But this item specifically from the shop, I don't know if you can only get this from the shop. I'm not really sure on all that. And then there's gonna be like a paid one as well, but this isn't actually available. So that's their monetization at the moment. You can buy gems to get characters. You can buy gems to buy the daily special thing. You can also advance yourself through the battle pass thing with gems. So gems, like you could skip tiers and stuff. Gems are the paid currency that lets you advance through the battle pass and buy what am I why can't I think of the word? The cosmetics, and buy cosmetics, which I think is what they needed to do, but there could always be the concern that they're just not making enough money off of cosmetics. But anyways, that is what they changed. So it's now very free to play friendly. I say that they fixed everything. There's still some bugs in the game. I had a quite annoying bug one time where my first ever ranked match, it was actually going pretty well, and all of a sudden I lost connection to the server. I come back, it says resume. I'm like, oh, no problem. I resume, and it just deleted my run. No longer existed. So I had to start from scratch again, and I lost that pretty good run and had a significantly worse run the second time. So that was a little bit annoying. The other thing that they changed is you now get a free ranked pass daily. So you see here you have your ranked tickets that you can use to play ranked that many times. But every single day you get a new free ranked play. So you might as well play ranked once a day because that's how you're going to earn your chest, which is your free to play way to get gems. Anyways, that's kind of where they're at with changes. Seems really good if they could fix some of the bugs, because there seem to be quite a few bugs. A lot of them could just be fixed by exiting the main menu and then rejoining the run. But like the one that I was just talking about, that one ruined a run for me, which was a little bit disappointing. I assume that they're probably faster to fix those like game breaking bugs. And they're also doing a lot of hot fixes because now there's a new character, Mac, here, and he had some quite broken stuff when he released a few days ago. Already a lot of that has been toned down. So they're pretty good about hot fixing stuff. Now, today we're going to get started with a normal free play just to get warmed up. And then next run, we'll probably use our free ranked ticket to get another experience with ranked. Now, I have actually, it took me a while. I am not very good at this game, but I have actually won now. You can see here I have 2 wins out of 28 games played. Not a very good win rate, but it took me a while to kind of figure out what to do, and I still feel like the runs I actually win are kind of more lucky than skill. But I'm getting there. I'm getting a little bit better, and I hope to play some of the other characters. But that's where we're at right now. I have actually won some runs, but only free-to-play runs. Ranked seems way harder. Every time I play ranked, I just kind of get stomped, and it's pretty difficult. I haven't done well in a single ranked game yet, but I've only played a few because I haven't used any of my tickets. I've only used the 3 like free days that they gave me. Anyways, let's get into a run. It was also kind of like I got the expansion of the beta season expansion, so it was a little bit of a learning curve the first few days to even figure out like what a lot of those items did because I'd never seen them before. So far, what I've learned from this, and they've changed some things you might notice for the starting items. The enchanted item now comes with 6 gold instead of 2 gold to just like entice you to take this a little bit more, but I still think this is the worst option. The enchanted item is just so like hit or miss. Um, because if the item is not something that you can build your entire run around, then it's essentially like a waste of a pick. But if it is something you could build your entire run around, all of a sudden you might just win the entire run based off of that single decision. So I feel like this is the biggest gamble you can take. Um, but on top of that, I feel like a gold tier skill is just a better early game decision if you want to win early game. Because say you get like your rightmost weapon does 30 more damage or 40 more damage. I can't remember what the gold tier skill does specifically, but say you get that, all of a sudden you win like your first 3 days pretty easily because you have a gold tier skill. But in the long run, 12 gold plus 2 income, I've been going with mainly, and I'm going to tell you why. Now, the one thing you got to be careful for is if you take that upgrade, you have no items currently, right? So you have to be careful what you take here at hour 2, because if I go here to Finn gives me max health, and then like either regen or my shield items get shield. Like, I just lose the first fight if I go to Finn, probably. There are some fights you can win without items against monsters. But like, I have nothing if I go to Finn right here. And if I take the random item from a chest, I could get an item that does nothing. And then I probably also just lose. So the best thing to do if you take the gold and the income is just go to the first shop that you have, in my opinion. And I just buy everything. Like, because you have so much money that I could just buy all these items, and then when I actually get to the first fight of day 1, I probably just have more items than the other person, unless they did the same thing I did. And then I re-roll the shop and just buy everything again. Although maybe I don't want the trebuchet. I could just barely afford everything. It's kind of a tough decision because the trebuchet is really expensive. And so the reason that I do this is because all these items, I bought this for 4 gold, 2 gold, 2 gold, and I can sell these all back for half price, right? So I lose half of my money to just have a whole bunch of items and open up a whole bunch of decisions for me to, depending on what skills or items I get next, then I can kind of take a decision and sell all the stuff that I don't actually need. So I kind of like just buying everything. So I think I am going to buy the trebuchet, even though it's expensive and likely not to be that good in the long run. I think in the short term, I can do a lot with the trebuchet, especially since I have all weapons, right? Because we went to a weapons store. Trebuchet scales off of weapons. So we're just going to buy them all.
Make me proud.
Okay, so now we got our first fight. Honestly, the banana bowl seems really bad. Like, the banana bowl is very easy to beat. You could probably beat the banana bowl without any items. Well, he's one of those characters that honestly doesn't do anything to you and just dies to the sandstorm before you die to the sandstorm, even if you don't have a single item. But the things you could get from him aren't that great either. Pyro is good. If I had like already gotten some fire items, I would probably be going to Pyro just to try and scale into that harder. But I think Viper is just generally the best. And again, I'm not very good at this game, so don't take what I'm saying like as gospel. I think Viper is probably generally the best because you can either get like, and I have a weapon build going, especially with Trebuchet. If I get a Fang, the Fang is pretty good with Trebuchet. Viper has some poison synergies. Now, if I get some of the poison synergies that aren't the poison Fang, I'm going to be a little bit disappointed because I have nothing that works with poison right now. But I think Viper has the highest potential to give me something useful. If you could get the Toxic Fang, that's definitely the best thing to get. Or his skill, where you just get free poison. Oh, my grenade just crit him for 100 and he died immediately, huh?
Waste of gunpowder.
So I only had one item go off. It was the grenade, and it crit and killed him in one hit. Alright, cool stuff. And we get the regular Fang. Which, regular Fang, low damage, but low cooldown can be pretty effective with stuff that wants you to use items a lot. So now, the only problem with my strategy is I've spent all my gold, so I can't really go to a second shop anymore. So I could either take the chocolate bars or just get a free item from this random event. I think I'm going to take the free item because I don't like chocolate bars that much early. I tend to like chocolate bars more when you have a synergy for selling small items or selling items or something that increases the cost of the items that you sell. Because bronze candy bars are going to give me, if I sell all three of them, I'll get 30 extra max health, which just honestly doesn't seem that great right now. Like 30 max health is probably not going to be the difference between me winning the day one fight or not. So I'm probably just going to take the item and... Oh, right, it's this. When I'm forced to go here, I've been going for get a skill. I could get the medium item, which then would sell for... If it's bronze, it would sell for 2. But I just kind of gamble for a skill here. And we get your weapons have 5% crit chance. That's fine. Like, I got all weapons. That'll do something for me. Got another thing. Still can't really go to a shop. I probably just take a small weapon here. Because that's what we got going for us at the moment. And it's actually a grenade. Which upgrades our grenade. So now we got a decent chance to win day one fight. Let's look at our build a little bit and make it as strong as we possibly can. What's going to be the best? So, because we have all weapons, Switchblade is pretty good. Any adjacent item to the Switchblade gets 3 damage every time it gets used. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't really work with the grenade, because the grenade only has 1 ammo. It works pretty well with the Fang. And it could work pretty well with the Cutlass, because the Cutlass has multicast, so it procs it twice whenever the Cutlass goes off. But I'm thinking that I just, like, hope the grenade crits. Because I got a 30% chance. If the grenade crits, in case you don't know, like, I have 250 max health. This Mac here, he's still level 1. Mac only has 200 max health, so if the grenade crits, I win immediately. Unless he can shield before the grenade goes off. So I just have a 30% chance to just beat him immediately with my grenade. But we kind of want a backup strategy, which I think should just be the revolver. The revolver and the cutlass, I think, like, even if the grenade doesn't crit, there's a decent chance that the revolver and the cutlass will just be able to win. And then the next time we actually fight something, we'll be level 2 and we'll have a bigger board, so we can put some more stuff on the field. I think these are probably our 3 best items to try and win a fight immediately.
I dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody.
He has a full board of items. He just does damage and has some shielding. There's the grenade. Oh, it didn't crit. But I think I still win. It's gonna be close, actually. He has a lot of healing. Actually, he might just win. I need my revolver to crit. Or something needs to crit. If the revolver doesn't crit, I'm gonna have a problem. He's gonna win. Ooh, okay. I think I lose. That's crazy. He beat me with this regen. I couldn't outdamage him. So, I mean, that's just kind of how it goes, right? Like I said, we had a 30% chance to just instantly win with the grenade. Didn't happen. And then we just kind of got outscaled. We didn't really have any, like, great options otherwise, so... I feel like I put the right items on the board, just didn't get lucky. The revolver didn't crit a single time, so it ran out of ammo. Even though it has a 25% chance to crit. So it's kind of also unlucky there. Like... If it had crit once, we maybe still would have had a chance because we would have done extra damage and it would have gotten some ammo back. But it didn't. So, that's how it goes sometimes. And then, so here's where the income comes into play because every day you get your income. So the fact that I took the income at the beginning, means that I could just go straight back to the weapon shop and try and upgrade some of my weapons here. And after this hour, we're gonna get to level 2, so we'll have a bigger board, which will allow us to put stuff like Switchblade. Probably not Trebuchet yet, because it's just too big. I probably want to put like Switchblade and Fang on there, and then put Revolver next to Switchblade. I think that's the best strategy for me. Trying to think. I really like Finn. I love getting the early regen from Finn, because as you saw there, we really just lost to regen off of Mac, and Mac gets a lot of regen, which is kind of... I've been trying to pick what character I want to get next, because Mac is obviously the new character. I think the one I'm interested most in is Dooley, but I'm really tempted to get Mac instead because he's the new character and he does a lot of regen stuff, and I really love regen. Like, Vanessa is kind of difficult to get regen with, so I like to prioritize it from things. So I'm really torn here. I could go for weapons. I have a decent amount of money, and I could, like, sell the Trebuchet to maybe get some of these weapons upgraded, or I could go for Finn and get some of that regen and max health. Probably the worst thing is just get a random item. I think I'm going to go for Finn. Now, if you have shield items, I kind of think that this one's usually the best, depending on what kind of shield item you have. If you have a shield item that scales really hard, this is not that good, right? Because it gives you 10 shield to it. And then your heal items get 20 heal. So if you have an item that scales really hard, 10 is not a lot. But if you have an item that goes off a lot but has low shield values, 10 can be quite a bit. But I do love to just get this 5 regen because Vanessa's not getting regen from a lot of places. And 5 regen early is pretty good.
Full sail, my boy. Some folks a lot older than me have lived a lot less.
So what do we got? We can upgrade our Deadly Eye, get to 10%. I'm thinking left-hand weapons probably are best, because it's just 20 extra damage on something. Because you can see that our weapons are fairly low damage right now. We got 10, so that would bring this to doing 30. And since it's multicast, it's actually 60. And this thing deals double crit damage. It only has 5% crit, though. So Deadly Eye is also a really good choice here, because pumping crit on like the grenade, the revolver, and the cutlass is all really good. I think increasing our base damage on something is gonna be the best.
Real confidence to let a kid train you. I'm impressed.
Okay, then we could buy small and large items here and sell medium items at +2 value. I don't have any medium items I want to sell, so I kind of just be gambling on small items. We remember Lost Crate. I might just go to Lost Crate and just get a random skill. So that's one thing that, like, is really important in this game, like, learning what gives you what, right? Like, the fact that I now know that Lost Crate can either give you a skill or a medium item is, like, it's good knowledge to have, because it always does that. And I think it could do something else. I think, like, Mac might have a special interaction, but, like, each character has special interactions at certain places. I can't remember the Vanessa one, but I know there is a Vanessa one. I think it might be the jungle that Vanessa has a special interaction, but I never go to the jungle. But there's just, like, little things that make this game interesting. Like, I love getting the item Star Chart, because it's a decent item for your board. But also, even if I don't want it on my board, I'll just keep it in my chest, because then it makes it so whenever you go to the docks, you have a choice on the docks that if you have a star chart, you just get 5 gold and 1 XP, which is a really good choice. So it's just, like, little interactions like that that you start to learn and can really make you more effective. So we're just going to go random skill here. Shield item is going to do nothing for us right now. But probably, even if we're going, like, mainly weapons, we might want to go with a shield item somewhere. So now we actually want to build our board. We're going to keep the grenade because I don't remember. I want to fight Rogue Scrapper here. He's level 4, but he's not that strong. And it would really benefit us to be able to take him down. The question here is, what item wants to be all the way to the left? Could potentially be the Fang. Because the Fang has a 3-second cooldown, which is the fastest of anything we have. Obviously, if I put the grenade there, the grenade only gets to shoot once. But it has a 30% crit chance. So if it does crit, it's critting on that extra damage. I don't think it's worth it just because the Fang is going to go off 1 2/3 times before the grenade even goes off once. So that's almost equal to the grenade getting a crit. The revolver also has a chance because it has a pretty good crit chance of being the most valuable on the left side. And the cutlass, because the cutlass hits twice. Let's do some basic math real quick. If the cutlass is over there, then it does 30 times 2 every 6 seconds. So it does 60 every 6 seconds. This does 25 every 3 seconds. So in 6 seconds, it'll do 50. So it is more damage. The cutlass is more damage. But then we have to take Switchblade into account. Is Switchblade going to be better on the cutlass or the revolver? It's hard to tell because crit chance, right? The math is probably too complicated for me to want to figure it out. Because you got to take into account there's only 5% crit chance here, but crits also deal double damage with the cutlass. Crits don't deal double damage here, but we have significantly more crit chance. This is going to shoot more often. Kind of. The cutlass is weird because the cutlass shoots twice at a slower rate. So, like, a lot of the math here is complicated. I think if we go with this, we should be strong enough to beat Rogue Scrapper, though. He slowed our grenade, which is probably ideal for us because the grenade's only going to go off once anyways. It didn't crit. I think we still got it. Because these two weapons are scaling. Every time they go off, they get 3 more attack. Okay, it should be an easy win.
Pathetic. As spineless as a jellyfish.
So yeah, here we can see our stats. I love this stats screen. It's very nice to, like, if you didn't really understand, and the fact that you can rewatch it too is great, but if you didn't really understand what was doing work for you, the stats screen is great here to see that the Fang just by far did the most. You know, it's got the left hand bonus, but it's also getting extra damage from the Switchblade, and it attacking so much means that that 5% crit chance is probably going to pay off at some point. What do we get? A Gear Nola bar. Honestly, probably not worth anything to us. But it's just an item that we can sell. I like to hold on to items that I plan on selling. Because there's synergies for selling stuff, as I talked about earlier with the chocolate bars. So here's an interesting one. I almost always go to Tiny Furry Monster now. But I can't go to Tiny Furry Monster or at least I don't want to right now, because I don't have a friend. Tiny Furry Monster can get you an extra XP if you have a friend. And that includes in your stash, but I just... Even though we went to the weapon shop where we could have gotten a piranha, there was no choice for a piranha. And the Fang is not a friend. Oh wait, no, the piranha's not a friend either. The piranha is just... He's angry, so he doesn't count as a friend. So yeah, in this case, Tiny Furry Monster I don't think is it, so I think we just go to Andy for small items.
Mine is highly concentrated.
See, here's a friend. But we didn't have it early enough. So the question is, these are all aquatic. If I buy this first, then it'll scale. 6 more health for every other aquatic item that I buy afterwards. The question really becomes, do I want this item? And here's a shield item, which will benefit from our rear shielding. It really depends on if I can get to level 3 before the end of the day, but I don't think I can. Because, like, I didn't get to go to Tiny Furry Monster. So I'd have to get lucky and get something that can give me extra XP. Otherwise, I'm buying this for the future. Which Coral is pretty decent. I think I'll get it.
Remorse never. Be remorseless.
And then I will reroll. We're just going to kind of crank all of our gold as much as we can. I think it's time to get rid of Trebuchet. Trebuchet is too big, and we didn't really get enough things that could synergize with it. So I think Trebuchet needs to go. Gear Nolabar, I think, needs to go. Because I want to buy all of these. Do I want the bayonet, is the question. So how I would use bayonet, and it's kind of tough to actually use bayonet here. I wish you could pick either left or right. I get that bayonet would be OP if it said adjacent item. Whenever you use an adjacent item proc this, I get that it would be OP because you just put 2 fast items next to it. But in this case, because I have left-handed weapon, I can't put Fang on the right to then put the bayonet to the right of it. Because bayonet wants to be next to the thing that's going to attack the most, which is Fang. So I don't think it's actually worth it here. Because then I lose left-handed weapon on the Fang. I do think I am going to buy Catfish and Narwhal.
Whoever said money can't buy class had neither.
And then I think we just call it there. Let's see if we got any option to get 1 extra XP. No. We don't have any money, so no reason to go to a shop. Small weapon could upgrade one of our weapons here. But I think I'm going to go to jungle. Just so we can familiarize ourselves. So here, yeah. Vanessa gets a small silver tier item for going to the jungle. I could get 3 regen, or I could get 2 bronze tier loot items. I do like loot items. The first time I played, I did not value loot items enough. Especially there's that one shop that just sells a bunch of loot items. And like pretty much every time I see that shop now, I go there. Because it's so good. But 2 random bronze tier loot items right now without any gold might be worse than like 3 regen or a silver tier item. And since I already have 5 regen, I'm really tempted to just go the silver tier. Let's do it. Ooh. This does nothing for us. We do have an item that slows, but it's goes off every 7 seconds. I guess we have this as well. I don't think I'm going to build around this, but this is an interesting item that I've tried to make use of before. The thing about this item is it's really hard to get this item, right? Because you can see, if you look at the top right of an item next to the name, it shows like a picture of whose item it is. So you can see that this is a Vanessa item, right? This is a Vanessa. These are all Vanessa items, except this one. This one is a monster item. So this is a monster item. So it's kind of hard to get this. You have to roll something that doesn't give you your hero items and just gives you monster items, or you have to find a monster that has this item. So getting this item is kind of hard. But also, like, unfortunately, you could see that this is already silver and it's only doing 8 damage. I had a build one time that had this item and did a bunch of slows, and this wasn't even that great. Like, I ended up taking it out just because my other items that had slow synergies were better than this. So it's an unfortunate item that I think could maybe use a little bit of a buff. But it's a cool idea, and maybe it's just mostly intended for early game. So got another Mac. He's level 2. He also lost day 1, just like us. We couldn't get to level 3, so we're going to be on an equal playing field with him. I don't know how much health Mac has at level 2. He probably has 250, which means the grenade still has a good chance of, like, really ruining his day. Also, should I take out Revolver for Narwhal right now? I think the 25% crit chance makes Revolver better. Narwhal's only going to have 5% crit chance. I think this is still my best field. I want to try and get Seashell in to actually benefit from rear shielding. Maybe Cutlass is not the play right now. Maybe it's just too weak at this, at being at only 10 damage. Like, if I threw it over here, Cutlass becomes significantly better. I think Cutlass is just not doing enough at the moment. Although, the problem is I don't have any aquatic weapons. Or aquatic, yeah, none of these weapons are aquatic. So, like, the Seashell is only going to get shielding from itself and then the extra 20 shielding from rear shielding. And I have no way to haste Catfish. So I probably just want to put in an aquatic thing for to give this a little bit more shielding. I don't think it's going to be a Luso Ray. This has scaled quite a bit to be 44 health now. But the question is would I just be more benefited from just going offensive? I think I take this. So the idea here is I'm hoping to almost get an insta-kill off of Grenade, because we're already going to have like 25 damage done, almost 50 damage done by just the Fang by the time Grenade goes off. If Grenade crits, then I think the fight ends like essentially right when Grenade goes off. If not, then Grenade is out of the fight, so then I just kind of want to stall with these two until Fang kills the person, is essentially the strat here.
My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
Okay, I don't know what all this guy's doing. It seems kind of scary. Grenade did not crit, so we're gonna be in here for the long haul. He's doing quite a bit. It's concerning. Ah, he got me. Right as my shield was coming up too, how did I die there? I got the shield. It must have happened at the exact same time. Dang. Yeah, you can see here he has an enchanted potion. Actually, he has two. Mac is really good at getting enchanted things very often. So he has 2 enchanted things already. I don't have any enchanted things. I think really like this is... Actually, I mean, like everything, his stuff just kind of worked together. It was close. It's not like we didn't have any chance. But again, just not quite. How much health did he have? He only had 250 health, so he got a lot of fire synergies, whereas I kind of have this rear shielding. If this had been like right hand weapon, then we might have had a better chance, but it is what it is. So we've lost the first 2 days. Even though I don't even think we're doing that badly. So normally when I get here, I almost always ignore this, because it's just an item. And I like going for the 2 gold and the loot item, because the loot item you sell, it gives you a little bit more gold. So it's technically more than 2 gold, and the loot item will often do something like maybe buff one of your weapons or your shields or something like that. But in this case, we have Forged Fortune, and we have 8 weapons because we have so many weapons right now. So I'm just going to take this. It's 16 gold. Like, that's crazy. Okay, so what do we got? We could get more weapons. We could go gumballs. But again, I don't have any synergies for selling. Like, I really wish I had that skill that makes it so your left-hand weapon gets 2 attack every time you sell something. Then I would go gumballs right now. I think I gotta go weapons because we have so much gold and I could get so many upgrades from here.
Fights lately?
Okay, Switchblade, a great upgrade because we now get 6 damage every time the adjacent weapons get used. So
Go make some more
that's top tier.
and come back and
I'm glad we went here now. Zorsid. We don't have any burn. I really love this guy as like haste adjacent items. But the fact that we don't have any burn means that he's probably just not going to do enough. I do like Bolas. I think Bolas is really good even if you have no ammo synergies. I kind of just like having Bolas. But I think it's a little bit late. I think we probably needed to get Bolas from the first shop if we were planning on using it. Do I have... I do have aquatic synergy, right, with this thing. So I think I buy Zorsid and then just sell it. So I lose 1 gold to get more healing on the coral. What do we got here? Submersible. I've never used Submersible, but I've always thought that Submersible would be really good. I just have never been able to make it work. But I think this run I might try and make it work. The problem is we don't have a vehicle or a large item. So actually, maybe I'm not going to do it, because I don't have one of those, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get one very quickly. If we still had the Trebuchet, but the Trebuchet doesn't really synergize with it too well. It kind of does because this gets faster, so it triggers the Trebuchet faster. But I don't think this is worth it. I would have preferred... Are there any other smaller vehicles? I don't know a lot of the vehicles in this game. I think I gotta skip Submersible. I'm gonna buy the Mantis Shrimp for the same reason as Zorsid. He does technically synergize with Zorsid, but I don't think Mantis Shrimp without any burn synergies is good enough. So I'm probably just gonna sell it.
Hey, when you carry my
And I'm also gonna buy Shovel,
alongside
because Shovel at the start of every single day just gives me a free small item. And I can just sell that item. So I kind of just like to buy Shovel. It's essentially like I'm investing 4 gold. And if I live 2 days, which I'm guaranteed to live 2 more days, then it's essentially paid for itself, right? Because then I can just sell the Shovel back for 2 gold. So I am going to buy the Shovel. I think we could get rid of some of the junk here. Like, Proboscis is not going to happen. I don't think Grappling Hook is going to happen. Eluso Ray... probably not going to happen, but I'll keep it for now. I don't think Mantis Shrimp or Zorsid is going to happen. Give me the Shovel. Do I buy the Submersible? It's expensive, and it's not very good right now. I would probably put it all the way to the left to give it that extra damage, because it gets shielding equal to its damage. But I don't think that's worth it. I think it's just not good enough. So hold on, before I skip the shop, what am I going to put in instead? We want this to go over here. The more aquatic things we put in, the better Seashell gets. So we could just go Narwhal and Catfish. Even though Catfish isn't really going to do anything for us. It gives us more healing. And... or no, it doesn't give us more healing. It gives us more shielding. Yeah, I really have no way to haste the catfish. So this build is not very good right now, in case you're wondering. But it's okay. Alright, what do we got? You get a haste item. So I know that Mac has a lot of transforming synergies. I haven't really seen the use case for going Mandala on Vanessa. Like the best thing is that like it transforms an item you might not want into something of the same tier, which I guess like if I have a silver item that I don't want, I could get a random silver item, but like why would I like the random silver item could be a haste item, right? So why would I not just take the free item? Because in this case I'm transforming my item. In this case I'm getting another item. Even if the item that I get is bad, I could just sell it. And then I'm at least getting like money out of it. So I haven't really figured out what the best way to use this for Vanessa is, but I know that Mac has a lot of synergies for transforming stuff, so obviously going to that from Mac is good. I think in this case I go... Do I go aquatic? We currently have 4 aquatic items, but really only 2 of them that I care about. Part of me just wants to take the haste item and hope that it's something good. I'm going haste item. Ooh, if you have a vehicle, this would have synergized with the submersible, but it's not a vehicle itself. So it would have lowered its own cooldown, but not lowered the submersible's cooldown. I don't know if that would have been worth it, but there was no way I could have known that I was going to get a captain's wheel. Haste adjacent items is obviously good for catfish. It is aquatic, so if I put it in instead of narwhal and catfish... But I think its cooldown is just too long. And I don't know if I'm going to find another vehicle. And my build is kind of just like a bunch of small weapons. I don't have any good small weapon synergies, though. I just don't know where my build is going right now because I don't have a skill that's really defining what we're doing. I don't think I'm going to be able to use Captain's Wheel, but I'm still going to take it, obviously. And then when you get an item like that, it counts as, quote-unquote, buying an aquatic item, so it does stack this thing. Can we beat the Eccentric? I think we probably can. Either way, we'll try it because the 3 XP is pretty valuable. The other thing that I'm not good at right now is I don't know a lot of the items that people have. Although the Eccentric's item kind of seems like you should always go to it with everyone. Because if you could get rigged here, that's like really good. And like all these other items, I would probably just sell them all. And if I get scrap, it's just going to be good for my seashell.
Turn the lights off when you leave.
But yeah, learning which fights give you which specific items seems like something that I need to work on a little bit more. But in this case, you should probably always go to Eccentric if you think you can win, because that skill would just be good on everyone. When this gains haste, your items gain... Yeah, I mean... Goggles is just like a worse seashell for me, so it's probably just a sell. What are we doing here? Non-weapon item? Probably not even what we're looking for. Medium items? Probably not what we're looking for. Like, maybe Katana could be good for us with the Switchblade and put Katana over here instead of Fang. But there's so many medium items. Odds that we get Katana is probably, like, a 10% chance. So I'll probably just go into Finn. I think I just go Finn and just take the regen. Because 10 shield's not that valuable anymore, because Seashell's already at 60. I think I just take the regen. And we are going to be able to get to level 4 before we get to our next fight. We got chocolate bars, but again, no synergies for selling. So I think we just go... I don't even know how you say this one. Quixel? Yeah, it's probably Quixel. I don't have any large items to sell to her. But she could sell me an upgrade, which she did. Also, one of my favorite items is Barrel. I don't know why Barrel is not aquatic, by the way. It makes me so mad because I do like all these aquatic synergy builds and then Barrel is not aquatic. There is an item that makes adjacent items aquatic. But I love Barrel. It doesn't work with our build at all because it's only non-weapon items. But I've done a lot of builds where Barrel kind of popped off. So anyways, Revolver Synergy is a good start. Or Revolver Upgrade, not Synergy. Hand Axe is also probably good for us. It's just going to be a better than Narwhal. Even though it's going to reduce our seashell to put it in. Actually, no, we're going to level up, so we'll be able to put it in for free. Hand Axe is just going to make everything have 6 more damage. So, we'll take that. We'll refresh. Silencer is just not going to work for us. I could use it for the 10 damage on the right side of Revolver, but we're never going to get the cooldown. So that's not the play. We're already too far in the game, I think, to make Longjian work. And we don't have any synergies for aquatic items going off or slow synergies, so I think Clamera is not a good choice right now. We can maybe, if we do get a synergy, maybe we'll get an upgraded Clamera later on.
Now this is how you win a war.
So this is where we might have a good advantage because we just hit level 4. And there's a good chance the person that we fight has not hit level 4 yet, so they won't have as many items as us. Do I want to upgrade a bronze item? I could upgrade Fang, but upgrading Fang only gives damage. I don't remember how much. I think it's 5 or less damage. So that's probably not worth it. None of the items I can upgrade. I could upgrade Shovel, so then I get silver items every single day. That's it. Oh, I should upgrade Hand Axe, because that'll make it so my weapons just get more damage. That is what I should do. I usually always go for upgrade my items to try and like keep them on par, because the game kind of progresses in a way where generally your items are all around the same tier as long as you're keeping up with upgrading them. And I think bronze tier skills, like, yeah, maybe we could get something pretty decent, but it's not a gold tier skill. So I'd rather, like, as long as I have something that makes sense to upgrade, like in this case, I don't even think it makes sense to upgrade Fang. But like something good like Hand Axe, where this is going to give like all of my weapons, I think, an extra 3 damage for upgrading it. Or it might even be 6. That's big value. That's like essentially getting a skill.
Inspire the crew.
Okay, it was only 3 damage. So, now we gotta make some decisions. Shifting everything to the left here. Hand Axe is just there for the damage that it's giving everything else. Catfish, I think, is going home. I feel like we're bringing in Cutlass. It's not great. Not gonna lie to you. I could maybe get more out of going like this. Getting the triple Illusoray procs. This gives 2 more procs to the seashell. We miss out on the Hand Axe buffing the Cutlass. But the Cutlass is kind of doing nothing right now because we haven't had any way to really buff its crit chance. We haven't had any way to really buff its base damage except for left-handed. But the Fang, I think, is kind of doing better with left-handed right now. So I think this is the play. Even though the Catfish is almost useless, the Catfish, is not here for the poison. The catfish is to give 10 extra shield to this and give an extra multicast to a Luso Ray. That's pretty much what it's doing right now. Is that great? No, not really, but how are we looking here? So we've lost both of our days. This guy actually won. I think he won his day 1 fight, but he lost his day 2 fight. So it's going to be close. But you can see here, he's still level 3. So we got 2 extra items on the board. He has a lot of shield. Does he have anything that scales? Yes, that scales. That scales. Okay, he just kind of died. So actually, Catfish won that fight, funnily enough. I think we still would have won through his shield, but Catfish killed him because poison ignores shields. So he got low, and then his shield started to kick in, and his shield is a scaling thing, but the poison just killed him from out under his shield, so... Because he had no healing to be able to negate shield, or negate poison. So there we go, we finally picked up a win. We kind of started slow. I think we got a little bit unlucky with who we had to fight the first 2 days, where the fights were really close, and we just weren't quite strong enough. But now we're decently strong. We're not going to beat, like, super strong people, but I think we have a good chance of beating a lot of different people. Gumballs might be good enough at this point. I don't think I care about a poison item, because... we're not really going for that. We got bandages out of the shovel. It's probably just a sell. I think we just go gumballs. We could get quite a bit out of gumballs here. So the thing to note for gumballs is we're going to buy 10 gumballs, but you could buy 5 at a time. You just need to make sure you have space for them. Captain's wheel is never going to happen. Goggles not going to happen. Get rid of all that. So now we got space for the gumballs. Max health, 1 shielding, 1 crit chance for everything. The crit chances might actually be the most valuable. Although if we got 1 damage, the red gumballs give 1 damage to everything. Those are also pretty valuable for us. Oh, okay. Oh, so don't want to sell the gumballs right away. We got all these gumballs. They sell for 0, but if we go here to Barcoon, he buys my small items at +1. I don't have a star chart for the docks like I was talking about earlier, so it might just be best to go to Barcoon. I don't really like snack time right now, while we're such a low level. Docks I would definitely go to if I had star chart, but we don't, so I think Barcoon, just for the money, is probably the best choice. Here's finally a large, but this is a large that has synergy if you only have 1 weapon. Ooh, we definitely want Shark Claws, though. Shark Claws is going to make this build go crazy. One of the runs that I won, I did a solo Shark Claws build. It was just like only Shark Claws was my only weapon. And because Shark Claws also buffs itself with that damage. When it uses, it does damage, and it also, all your weapons gain damage. So it was just buffing itself. It had multicast, so every time it went off, it would use it twice and buff itself twice. And it was a solo weapon, so I had like silencer on it and a star chart to make it have a super low cooldown. It was a great build. So yeah, we're definitely buying Shark Claws, for sure. Let's sell all the... Oh, I should do this the smart way. We're going to buy the Shark Claws now.
I'm gonna be a business tree.
Don't need that. Like I said, this is not going to happen. It takes up too much space, and we kind of want all of our weapons now that we're going to use Shark Claws. Let's reroll, see if he could give us anything else. Oh, if I see now it's all coming together. If we had Submarine, imagine if I had bought that weapon, or the property that we just saw, the Crow's Nest. Had it with Submarine, so Submarine had 40% crit chance and lifesteal. on top of being a 4-second cooldown. And if we still had Captain's Wheel with this, that would have been a really good build, but we already got rid of all that stuff. And then we wouldn't even need the submersible, because the submersible would just ruin the one weapon thing. That would be a really good build. I should try that sometime. But we kind of got the items in such an order that it didn't work out for us, right? Double barrel is a really good item, though. Double barrel was... I got a 9 victory run once with just a single double barrel as my weapon, with the crow's nest giving it lifesteal and stuff. I couldn't get to 10 wins because I kept fighting people who had freeze, and I didn't have the thing where it makes it so your double barrel can't be frozen. So I ended up losing. In this case, we don't really have ammo synergies, though. So I think we gotta skip the double barrel. So I saved selling this gumball until Shark Claws was in my inventory, because now it gets 1 damage for me selling that. It also gets the crit chance. And then we'll buff this. Okay, so I think we're getting rid of Illusoray and Catfish again to put Shark Claws in here. Now, Shark Claws is a 5-second cooldown. Probably best to still keep the revolver next to the Switchblade, because it's the fastest, and it does the most damage because of the crit chance. And when anything crits, the revolver gets 2 ammo back. So far, we haven't had a lot of crit chance. We have the 5 crit chance, 5%, but now that we've sold a few gumballs, some of the items have like 8% crit chance, or the grenade has 33. Stuff like that. We still got these two to give us a little bit of defense. I still think probably running both of these is better than the single cutlass. But the cutlass, the more gumballs and stuff we sell, maybe the cutlass will become good at some point. So I think this is the build. We're just... Probably these two are getting sold, but... This is a pretty good field. And we... So like I was talking about with the hand axe upgrading and the switchblade upgrading, where we're upgrading it for its passive, Sharkblade, we're really up... We want to... Or not Sharkblade, Shark Claws, we really want to upgrade it for that secondary effect, because that scales. I think we can beat a Hexa with this build. This build is pretty strong.
Hi, I'm a Hexa.
Now, the problem with our build at the moment is it's a little slow. It's not that fast. We need some way to, like, buff how fast stuff happens for us.
Ouch.
Okay, she just blew up a lot of stuff, but I think we've already, like, outscaled too much.
Your settings are incompatible with the Hexa software.
We can see here that still Fang is just by far our strongest thing. Unfortunately, this is a bad representation because Revolver got exploded by something. I think this virus exploded it. So, probably this fight is not a good representation of how good Revolver is doing right now. Okay, this item is kind of annoying because it just means you gotta check your stash every second, every hour. It just randomly gets a value between 0 and 10. Which, actually, last time I had this item, I sold it for 11. I'm pretty sure it sells for 2 plus this value. So you're looking for probably to sell it for 7 or more. So just every single day, you just gotta keep checking. Like right now, let's check. Currently has a value of 0, I guess, so don't want to sell it right now. We're going to upgrade a bronze item because Shark Claws needs to get upgraded.
We take pride in our restorations.
That's an easy decision right there.
Quick of a fight.
Now you can see we get 20 damage every time Shark Claws goes off. Get a silver tier skill.
We're a good team.
When you use a weapon, adjacent weapons get +3 damage. That's probably what we're going to go with because we got so many weapons. We don't need that. When you slow, we don't have any slow synergies. So, we're going to take this, and we're going to reorganize our board a little bit.
Hope we can do this again.
Because we want to make sure we're getting the most use out of this. So the obvious problem here is that Fang is the best at proccing this. But Fang kind of wants to be our leftmost item because it gets the most out of that. So it's tough. It would be best for Fang to be next to 2 items. But then it misses out on left-handed. But Narwhal's not that bad in terms of speed. So I put Narwhal over here. Now Fang is just going to be used to make Narwhal a lot stronger. And now, so the good thing about this is we're kind of diversifying our investments now, right? So if we have another situation where, like, say Fang gets blown up, now Fang is getting buffed by Switchblade, and Narwhal is getting buffed by Fang. And Narwhal is also buffing Fang with this. So Narwhal and Fang are both going to be pretty strong. So say now Fang, our strongest weapon, which is probably no longer our strongest weapon if it's not in the left side, gets blown up. Now Narwhal can probably carry for the rest of the fight. What else do we want? So the thing about Grenade is probably getting to the point where it's no longer useful. But I don't have anything good. Oh, I forgot to check this. This is currently at 6. Like I said, we probably want to go 7 or higher. But if we go here with Grenade, so Revolver goes off before the Grenade gives it 3 more damage. Not great, but it's a little bit of value. Hand Axe, again, not very great, but Shark Claws... it's tough. Maybe I don't care about Grenade being next to anything, because Grenade's only going to go off the one time, right? Shark Claws being next to Revolver and Hand Axe means that Hand Axe might actually do some damage, even though it kind of sucks. The Hand Axe is really just here for its passive. But Shark Claws is going to get buffed by Revolver and buff everything. So this is probably our best play. And we're probably looking for something to replace this Grenade. And it might be that we're looking to replace Grenade with maybe Grenade and Narwhal for the Cutlass. Only problem is that it lowers the seashell. So now we're using left hand on the Cutlass. Yeah, this is actually the play, because the Fang is going to go off, buffing the Cutlass. And then the Cutlass is going to go off and buff the Fang twice. So I think this is probably about as good as it's going to get for now. Alright, Aquatic. We're not really looking for Aquatic too badly. But maybe we could upgrade one of these 2 items. Otherwise, what are we doing? Just getting a free aquatic item, I guess. So we'll check the shop because we got good money. Narwhal. The only thing Narwhal gets is 10 damage. Not great. We could get Chum, which also gives you a Piranha, but Piranha's not that good. Especially not a bronze Piranha. Pearl. I do really like Pearl, but we don't have enough aquatic items to make Pearl work. Although that being said, I am going to buy all of these just to buff the coral.
I hope you use that to defeat the Tyrant King.
I don't really plan on using that upgraded narwhal, but it gave us more coral. I should make sure there's space. There is space. Unfortunately, buying the chum doesn't count as 2 aquatic items. The piranha that you get for free does not count.
Thank you.
And we'll go reroll. Ooh, figurehead. Aquatic items to the left of this. We really want the weapons to the right of this have 25 damage. So we bought the chum for free, right? Because it gave us the piranha, so we can also sell the piranha now. Oh, this is worth a lot of money right now, too. So we'll just sell that. Get rid of that. So we want the figurehead. I'm going to buy this. It's 2. It costs us 2 because this is a silver item to get this 6 more healing.
I'm sure you sailors know how to use that.
And then I think we'll just sell this because we don't have enough aquatic items to make that work. And then figurehead. So now we need to figure out how to make figurehead work.
I like.
Figurehead is big for our build, but I'm almost tempted to just take out all of our defenses now and just go full offense. I think that's the play. So figurehead doesn't count as a weapon, so this is still the leftmost weapon. Everything gets 25 damage now, right? Including Fang, the fast weapon. This is probably the play here. We'll keep Coral just in case, because we've scaled up Coral quite a bit now. But yeah, I think Seashell's probably not going to get used anymore. So this is a pretty good build. I don't know about Hand Axe. Hand Axe is a hit or miss. Revolver's just going to keep getting better. All these items are just going to keep getting better now with this build. We need something to reduce our cooldowns, because our first thing going off at 3 seconds is kind of slow. How's this person doing? It looks like they've lost every single fight except maybe day 1. So they're probably not very strong right
Go
now.
ahead. Underestimate me. It makes this more fun. I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Okay, what do they got? They're going turbo poison. So it's kind of good that we took out our defensive stuff, because our defensive stuff is probably not going to be good enough against turbo poison anyways. So we're just trying to kill this guy before,
Defeat does
yeah,
not defeat.
before he could build up enough poison on us to kill us. Because his defense kind of sucks, right? Like, he's doing very similar to what we were doing. He was using seaweed instead of coral, and he has the seashell. Which his seashell is way better than our seashell was, right? But it's just not enough. Like, these two items were not enough to stop this onslaught. So, I think we made the right decision. We can see what's doing the damage. Cutlass is up there now. Granted, if I flip Fang over here, Fang would probably do more because of left-handed, but now we can finally rely on the Cutlass to do a good amount of damage, and you can see we're kind of split. Revolver is up there, Fang is up there, Cutlass is up there. Hand Axe is always going to suck, and Switchblade is probably always going to suck as well, but we still want to, like, upgrade these items because it's going to make other stuff better. So, we're doing okay. Not great. I'm going to go fill up my water real quick, and then we'll continue. Give me just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. So, we can get chocolate bars. Probably not good enough because we still don't have any synergies for selling stuff. We could get a free small friend. Oh, what was the item that we got? We got this hot stones. Honestly, not worth anything to us. So that's just going to be a sell. But again, I'm going to hold on to stuff until we either need to get rid of it because we need space, or until we can sell it for more or get a benefit out of selling it. It's either friend or medium items and hope that we get one of these 3 medium items, which I think the chance of us getting one of those 3 is decently high. So I think we go there.
Take your time. I'm pretty laid back.
Okay, it didn't happen. None of these are good for us. This is the good thing about me knowing what a lot of items do now, is I can kind of just look at that and tell you that none of them are going to work. Katana is interesting. I swear in the beta season, Katana was a 3-second cooldown, but now it's a 2-second cooldown. That's tough. Because I'm thinking, what can I take out if I go Katana? I definitely can take out Revolver. I can maybe take out Fang. Not ideal. Revolver could go. Shark Claws can't go. Switchblade I don't think can go either. But maybe Switchblade can go. I kind of don't think maybe Hand Axe can go. Because if you think about it, Hand Axe is giving everyone 9 attack. Switchblade is giving these two 6 attack every time they go off. Fang is going off like 5, 6, 7 times per fight. So just alone, Switchblade is giving Fang like 30 damage. And we have... I guess this is giving 9 damage to itself. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're getting 54 damage out of Hand Axe right now. I think Katana's better than Revolver and Hand Axe. This is a tough decision, but I think I am.
But let me know if I can help.
I think either way, it's not gonna be objectively negative. Like, I feel like it, even if it's not a huge upgrade, it might just be a lateral move. But the thing I like about Katana is the fact that it's only a 2-second cooldown. Means that our build, like every fight, we're getting started a little bit sooner, right? We were getting started at 3 seconds with the Fang. Now we're getting started at 2 seconds. And so we definitely want Katana next to the Switchblade. We have Fang next to the Switchblade. The question becomes, do I want Fang to the right of the Switchblade or to the left of the Switchblade? Cutlass is our damage dealer, which is going to scale faster off of Katana. So I think it needs to be like this. Yeah, I think this is probably, I think it's going to scale harder, right? Hand Axe starts us off a little bit better, but I think this is going to scale up faster. Probably by the time we're 6 seconds into the fight, we're in a better position than we were with Hand Axe. So, I think that's good. I guess I keep these items for now, even though we're kind of overflowed on items. Just in case we get a better place to sell them at. Alright, I almost always go Nufu if I see Nufu. Because skills are so good. This is not good, though. None of these do anything for us, so we just gotta hope. That does nothing. You have 5 or fewer items. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unlucky. Your rightmost item has 8% crit chance. I'm trying to think. This is not particularly good. The only way it could be better is if I had something better to move to the right. I really don't. Like, this is the best way to organize this build because I want Fang in between 2 items. And I definitely want Katana in between 2 items. There's no good way for me to put Cutlass over there because Cutlass is getting so much off of left-handed. I think I take this because it at least does something for me. But it's not great. We kind of didn't benefit that much from those choices there. We are probably going to have to sell an item, but we're going to go for Gorgon. I think we beat Gorgon. This build should be strong enough to beat Gorgon. What are we looking for from Gorgon? Probably this, because we could just sell that and get... Petrifying Gaze is also not bad. We really don't want any of the poison synergies. There you saw Petrifying Gaze go off.
A Gorgon always
Okay. So let's see... The Katana. I think the Katana just got lucky and got some crits. Maybe not. It went off 7 times. Maybe it got 1 crit in there? Okay, so here we're in an interesting situation because what happened is the Cutlass, the second time it went off, the Gorgon died to the first hit, so it didn't actually do the other hit. So the Cutlass would have been much closer to the Katana if the Gorgon had more health. And the Fang doing tons of damage. This build is great. Right now, this build is really good. I think this build is going to fall off, so we need to just start winning and winning and winning. Otherwise, if we get super late game, this build is going to fail. And we get an XP potion. I am perfectly fine with that. Get rid of that. Might as well only sell one thing right now.
Rally, men! Blades to the wind!
Alright, what do we got? We are going to go with this right here. So we'll just sell this XP potion. Does this say... It doesn't say how big the loot item is. So I am actually going to make sure we have space for a large loot item. I actually don't... There's not that many large loot items, but I just don't want to accidentally have something bad happen. Will we get truffles? Not really very useful at all. We don't have anything that scales off of having value. But I will probably just make something I'm going to sell have more value, because otherwise it's doing nothing for us. So we still don't have star chart for the docks. The only thing we could get from Kina is figurehead. I think we just go to the docks because all of these are not particularly useful for us. And we might as well just get a weapon, hope that we get a weapon that upgrades something. Okay, we do have the option for dog. I don't think dog is going to happen. But we are going to keep dog for the long run. Because the more stuff we sell, the better dog gets. And maybe eventually dog will be better than the Cutlass. I kind of doubt that'll ever happen. But, you know, if dog does 5 times more than the Cutlass, then it might be worth it. But only then is it actually going to be worth it, because the Cutlass deals extra crit damage, blah, 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 blah. You know the song and dance. We're definitely going to go to weapons here, see if we can upgrade any of our stuff.
But I can help you finish a fight.
So no, we don't want to buy any of those. No reason to upgrade Narwhal. We got another chance at double barrel, but it's just not going to work in our build. We don't have any ammo synergies. So yeah, we got nothing. Unlucky, but sometimes that happens. So we need to make room for shovel to shovel something up. So I think I'm going to sell truffles. Oh, right. Do it like that. Go ahead and sell truffles. Give dog some more bonus. Shovel's always a small item, right? Yes, it is. So the good thing about Shovel is it is going to buff Dog, because every time Shovel gives us something that we could sell, Dog gets buffed. So there is that. And all of these items, like, are for sale, right? Except for Dog. Dog is not for sale. But all of these items are potentially for sale. Anyways, how's this person doing? They have maybe... What day are we on? We're on day 5? They lost day 1, I think. You can't really see it. But I think they lost day 1 and have won every other day. So this person is potentially scary.
Underestimate me. It makes this more fun. You should know, I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
Okay, we have about the same max health. They are full weapon build just like us. They have some haste, though, which is really good for them. Ooh, they also have freeze. Ouch. They're gonna win, maybe. It's gonna be really close. Okay.
Another round.
We would have won even without that crit, but that was super close. These builds were very even. Kind of very similar ideas, but you could see that his catfish was kind of just a waste, right? Like, his catfish only went off twice. He did get lucky and get it hasted by rigged. He got rigged, which was the thing that I hoped to get from that second monster fight that we did. Rigged would be really good for us too, but we also need this. If we had strength, strength is really good for our build. You could see that our build has more synergies than his does, right? He has better skills, but we have better synergy, which made our builds quite even, and we just barely eked out a victory there. Okay, we could get 6 regen, probably not. Weapon or dig site? The thing about dig site is I don't think any of these items need to change. I think all of these items are exactly what I want for the late game. Or for the foreseeable future. By the way, what do we get? I guess we'll keep that for just a second. So I really just think I'm trying to make these better. Which I think the best way to do that is weapons. Could go some more regen, but I think we're kind of throwing defense to the side and just hoping that we kill the opponent before they can kill us.
My battle days are over. But my
nope. We should... I kind of made a mistake there. Anytime we see a small bronze item, we should buy it. Because I can sell it for dog and only lose 1 gold off of it. Now, losing 2 gold is a little bit more. The thing is I don't really want to use dog. Like I said, dog has to be like 5 times better than Cutlass before I would put it in. So I don't know if I actually want to invest to make sure dog gets better. But I guess I'll keep dog there. I'll probably, if I see small bronze items, I will probably buy them for dog. But otherwise, this is so bad. Again, Kina can only get us figurehead. So, I really think it's just get this and then sell it for dog. What do we got? We are really strong right now. So I think we can probably beat the Enclave Weeper. Get as much XP as possible. He's got more max health than us, but like this doesn't seem like enough offense to beat us. I think he's going to die too quickly. There's a big crit. So these longer fights where like nothing really disrupts our items are the best chances for us to look at the recap and really see what's doing the damage. You can see it's Cutlass and Katana that's doing the damage. And then Fang is quite a bit behind already, but... And you gotta remember, these are still all bronze, because the only thing you get out of upgrading these is a little bit of damage. Whereas these silvers give everything else damage. But we are probably looking to, like, upgrade some of those. Okay, inventory management is a little bit annoying right now because I'm just trying to hold on to everything. Upgrade a silver or lower. Okay, so the question is, which one? Switchblade goes up to 9. This goes up to 30. I don't know what figurehead goes up to. I think it goes up to 50. So that's 25 extra damage. Shark Claws would have to go off 3 times for it to be better than figurehead. And this would have to have 10 procs to be better than figurehead. No, not 10. 9 procs. Which it probably gets, but imagine just starting off with 25 more damage on everything. Yeah, it's got to be figurehead. If it is actually 50. This is like a knowledge check. I'm pretty sure it's 50. It is 50. Okay, toys. Toys are actually pretty good, but I don't think it's going to work in our build. Chocolate bars is good for dog. But I think I'm just going to end up sticking with Cutlass. Like I said, I'm not going to go out of my way to buff dog. So I think we just go for the XP. Temporary boost is actually pretty good for a weapon build. Here's just some free chocolate bars. So temporary boost for the rest of the day can give us 25 damage on all of our weapons, which is really powerful for us. But I think we're already more powerful than almost anyone we're going to fight. And it goes away at the end of the day, right? So I think the problem, like, this can make us essentially guarantee win today. Or I can go to JJ and hope I get an upgrade. I think the odds that we get an upgrade from JJ are kind of low. But I think browsing JJ and hoping for an upgrade is our better bet.
Sometimes I sell stuff.
And didn't happen. We actually found a hand axe again, which would have brought it to 12, but I still don't think it would have been worth it. Here's another submersible. Or submarine submersible is the other one. Yeah, so we didn't get anything. Make sure we sell an item to make room for shovel.
Maybe if I got better goods.
One thing I wish about like some of the inventory management is all the inventory management you just have to like remember. I wish kind of like if you were about to end the day and you had like a shovel and your inventory was full, I wish it would be like, your inventory is full. Are you sure you want to end the day? Okay, so this guy has lost almost every single fight. I'm kind of confident we can beat that guy.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody. My fight isn't with you, but if you insist.
Okay, he's got one weapon build, Cutlass, with super high crit chance and lifesteal. So he's gonna hit us really hard. And he's also hasting it. Oh my, okay. He got us. The weapon to the right of this. Okay, I mean, I misjudged that. I don't really think we got unlucky. I think this was just too much. 80% crit chance on the Cutlass with lifesteal. It was just too much damage for us to deal with. Because we got no defense, right? We're just a little bit too slow still. We do our damage just slightly too slow. Again, I think if we had had that temporary buff, I think we win that fight. It would have been close, because he was probably healing to full, like, almost every time that Cutlass went off. And I don't have any lifesteal. What are we doing? This is transformed, enchanted. So I now have something that can benefit from transform, which is interesting. Spare change synergizes with dog. But I think, again, we just go to JJ.
The Bazaar's a crazy place, right?
Not good enough. Not good enough. I do like this item, the nesting doll item. But you need to get this item kind of early for it to be good. Because it gets more ammo every single day. Chocolate bars. I think we go to this guy because all our items... Oh, no. He sells small and large. What does he buy? He buys medium items. I could sell the shovel, but I don't think there's any point to sell the shovel. I mean, this guy can't really... He could only... Like, I don't even think he can sell Fang. The only thing he could give us is Switchblade. I might actually just go chocolate bars here. The bad thing about going chocolate bars is it means I have to empty my inventory right now. Because I think the best thing we can do is maybe just increase our max health. So I think we just sell everything. We'll keep the sulfur just in case we can transform it into something good. But I kind of doubt it. Like, even if I did transform it into something good, it would have to be one of the items. Like, it would have to transform into a Fang. And then I would just replace the Fang with that, probably. But anyways, yeah, chocolate bars. And we'll just buy the premium chocolate bars because we got lots of money. What do we got? Probably just looking for crit skills. We don't have a lot of crit, though. But there's some good skills that could buff our crit. When you crit your weapons game, that's probably the best, but we're going to need more and more crit. So this is good, but we need more crit to make this really pop off. Okay, might as well sell all the chocolate bars right now, then. I think we beat Treasure Turtle no matter what. So here's where, like, I don't even know what Viper Tyrant could give, because I've never fought Viper Tyrant. I've always fought Treasure Turtle because you almost always beat Treasure. Like, Treasure Turtle's not very difficult to beat. Ghost Pepper is scary. Ghost Pepper, like, always insta-kills me. Like, whenever I was early in the game, I was like, I don't know if I could beat this Treasure Turtle thing, so I'll fight Ghost Pepper. And then he just, like, one-shots me, and I'm like, okay, don't fight that guy. But this guy has, obviously, a lot of burn synergies. Treasure Turtle can give you things that sell for high value, which is probably just what we're looking for. Viper Tyrant, I don't know what it gives, but I'd rather get the more money and more XP from Treasure Turtle. So Treasure Turtle is all about just, he's trying to survive and poison you a little bit. But I think we scale so hard damage-wise, and he scales decently defensive-wise, but I think we scale too hard damage-wise. Yeah, there it is. We finally got a crit with Cutlass.
It's over already. We barely got our flags up.
And here, that was a nice long fight, so we can really see. Katana's still doing more than Cutlass. Cutlass is just not critting enough. Because if Cutlass just starts critting more consistently, it's going to be by far our highest damage. Switchblade sucks, but Switchblade is not being used for its own damage. And Fang is doing decent. Shark Claws is actually doing decent damage on its own. What are we looking for? Hunker Down could be pretty valuable for us. Because it would actually give us a little bit of defense. Other than that, we're probably just looking for one of the items that sells for money. And we got neither, but it is what it is. We'll just sell that. Dog will get better. We don't need large items. We don't need poison items. So we're just going to go work at the docks and get a weapon. Is this any good? No, we don't have any slow synergies. So that's just an item we're going to sell. Think if we go Finn here. Finn get more max HP and regen. Because otherwise, like, none of our items are ammo items. The random item probably not going to be useful for us. So I think it's just Finn.
Now this is health food. Literally.
And the only thing that benefits us is the regen. Okay, can I get an extra... Oh, no. We're already at the fight. So... This guy has also lost almost every single fight. But I said that about the last guy, and then he beat us up. So, we'll see.
I have faced 82 foes exactly like you. People are a pattern.
What is this guy doing? Lots of poison, and I think lots of regen as well. So we're just kind of hoping to burst him down. No, I think he's healing too much. This is going to be close. Uh-oh. Dang. We just don't have the crit chance. I really need that skill that buffs our crit chance every time we enter a fight. But I haven't found it, and now we're getting to the point where it might be too late. Fireflies. Our build hasn't gotten any better in like 3 days now. So that's a problem. We just gotta go JJ and... How are we doing here? We could still lose one more. We need to upgrade something. It's just not happening. Like, nothing's getting upgraded. But we still got level 10 to look forward to. Where we'll be able to enchant an item. Sell this to make enough room for the loot item. What is it? Okay, this is going to be good because now our cutlass will have more crit chance. And that's the item that we want to have the crit chance. Slow items, don't really need it. We might want to take the temporary buff just to try... Like, we're kind of... I know 2 days ago I said that if we take the temporary buff, we're guaranteed a win. I don't think we're guaranteed a win anymore if we take that temporary buff. But it will dramatically increase our chances. And we don't really... So the thing about Cobweb is she sells slow items. It doesn't necessarily mean the item is an item that does slow initially. But it could be enchanted with slow. But again... The only way that any of these would get replaced is if it was the exact same item, only enchanted with slow. I think we go for the temporary buff. This might be a mistake, but... If we had found one of our items that we already have enchanted with slow, that would have been the right choice. But, like, the odds of that are so low because I think it could have been anything. Enchanted with slow. I think we just go Bouncertron, try and rush our way to level 10 here. What does his thing do? This would be really good if we could get Sharpened Steel. Or even the Katana, that would be better than our Katana.
Error. Rejection systems disabled.
Deal 30 damage for each weapon or tech item you have. This deals 3 times damage if it is your only friend. It would be our only friend. But like, how long? This thing takes way too long to go off, right? Let me put it in here real quick. How much is dealing 600? That's just not good enough. The katana's doing too much for us. probably gumballs, right? I think it's gumballs because I keep gambling on these shops just selling me the items that I already have, and they're not doing that. So gumballs is gonna get dog a lot of damage. Shield items don't matter for us anymore. Crit items are good though, for the crit gumballs. Got a weapons thing. Should I maybe wait? Wait on selling the gumballs? Okay, Bazaar Con. It's always good because you can get a diamond item, but a random diamond item, very unlikely that it's actually going to slot into our field. We could get the XP, but we're going to level up before the fight anyways. I think we just go weapons and hope that we get the weapons that we need.
Buy
Oh
my
my
weapons,
goodness.
and you might.
Alright, we got nothing again. This is falling apart.
All my weapons have been tested in battle. Have you?
Oh, I misjudged when we were going to level up. That's bad. Alright. We need to sell all these. Yeah, maybe I should have gone Bazaar Con and just taken the XP. Because we would be level 10 right now. And that would give us an enchantment. You see, Dog is getting up there, but... Again, now the Cutlass has extra crit chance that we can't... Like, that crit chance is attached to the Cutlass. I can't swap it over to the Dog. This guy's doing really well, too. He's only lost, like, 1 or 2 fights on the early days, so he's probably going to kick our butt.
We're out to dethrone a king, not to squabble with nobody.
I should warn you, I'm not like other Jabalians.
He's already level 10 as well. Oh, yeah, he's going to destroy us. He's just too much freezing. Yeah, we can't do anything. Okay. Yeah, it's really falling apart for us now. We just went too many days without actually getting anything that gave us an upgrade at all. We still have a chance because now we have the comeback mechanic. Which I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do. Why does it show him? I don't think it's supposed to show him. It's supposed to show the lady. I always go for the enchantment. I did go for the free diamond item one time, which did, like, bring back my run a little bit, but I still ended up losing. But I think, like, if we have confidence in our build, I think getting the enchantment is the best. Yeah, so it's obviously bugged at the moment. Let's see if we can fix this. Go back to the main menu. And then resume. Yeah, this run is gonna fall apart unless, like, we get some really good enchantments here. Okay, now she's there. So we could either get enchanted item with slow effects, which might be pretty decent for the katana, or just get a random enchantment. Is slow effects good enough? I mean, it's good if I put it on the katana. The katana goes off every 2 seconds and is always slowing. That's pretty decent. Is it good enough to all of a sudden start making us win? No, I don't think so. And slow effects is kind of more defensive. I think we just go for a random enchantment. Because if we hit something like poison or burn, even lifesteal is probably going to be better. And there's also a chance we just get slow. Okay, we got burn. Now burn would probably have been better on the Cutlass, but now we get another, okay, we actually have a guaranteed burn. So now we also hit level 10. So do I also put burn on the Cutlass now? Or do I put it on the Fang? The fact that we have double burn is actually going to be quite good. I think I put it on the Cutlass. Yeah, instead of randoming. So we're just doubling down on damage. But you can see really like our items... Wait, its damage went down? Why does its damage go down? But you can see like our items are still so under upgraded. We just haven't had any chances to upgrade them. If we had upgraded like Switchblade and Shark Claws... Oh, because I had 25 extra damage. I was not taking that into account. Yeah, everything is falling behind so much. This is only good if we get Figurehead again. We have 2 things that can be transformed. This would be a guaranteed, like, 1 fire up to the Fiery Cutlass. I think that's what we gotta do, because we keep making choices that don't end up giving, like, paying off. And we've started to get really weak because of that. I think I take the regen, even though it's not great. Weapons platform. See, like here, I don't know what any of these give. I don't even know if I've fought weapons platform before. Maybe I've fought it once. I'm probably just gonna fight it because it gives the most XP. Let's go ahead and do this. Give that to the Cutlass. Yeah, this run is gonna fall apart right here, but... we're going to get a lot of burn going. Oh, and the burn goes up. Because these are enchanted with burn, as their attack goes up, the burn that they deal also goes up. Oh, we needed that Cutlass to go off. Oh, jeez. Oh, we just barely won. This was about to kill us. Okay, what can we get? Keen Eye would probably be the best. Distributed systems does nothing for us. It gave us the Uzi. That does nothing for us. I think we just gotta go sell weapons and hope that we get some upgrades. Negatory. Nope. Okay, we will get to level 11. Skill upgrades is probably the best because the chance that JJ actually gives us an item that we need is so low. What can we, okay, not that one. Might as well just upgrade this one. I think we're dead here. But, okay, Old Zane's the only thing that can give us something useful. See, this is the thing that I needed a long time ago. You get 4% crit chance every time you... granted, you can get like a silver version of this. It gives you only 2%. But you get crit chance every time you enter a fight. If we had been stacking that every monster fight and every player fight, we'd have a good amount of crit chance by now. When one of your weapons gains haste, if it already has haste, gain 10 we don't have that. While your enemy has more health than you, your weapons have 5% cool. That's not that bad. I think we gotta go this and just hope we survive a day. Because this will start to get better and better. But there's a chance we just die right now anyways, so. Is dog gonna be good enough? No. So. I probably shouldn't have sold that. Oh, this guy's also on his last stand, same amount of wins as us.
It makes this more fun.
Why must we do this? Death laughs at us both.
He's got 2 diamond items, though. How is this gonna go? I have no idea what half of these items do because they don't even have a number above them. So we're just gonna hope that it works for us. He doesn't seem to have that much offense going for him. There's a lot of damage coming out of us right now. Okay. We stay alive, so I think I made the right choice by going for this. Because now we get 4% crit chance out of this fight. We'll get 4% out of a monster fight. And then we'll get... Is it at the start? Yeah, so we'll get another 4%. So we'll have 8% more by the time we get to the next player fight. Which is just going to make Cutlass better and better. Katana's actually doing the damage, though. But Cutlass, the more crit chance it has, because the burn is also going to crit, so... Alright, we might just go temporary buff, because all of these options are not useful. So I think we just go temporary buff, get damage. Aquatic item, chocolate bars, non-weapon. Got a piranha. Again, the only thing we can really get here is figurehead. I think we just go for chocolate bars. We have so much money and, like, we haven't been able to spend it. Okay, our build is actually really good against Yeti. So what Yeti does is at the start of the fight, he freezes everything that isn't a weapon, but all of our things are weapons, so we're actually really good against Yeti. See, freezing the figurehead doesn't actually do anything, because it's just a passive. Although he did freeze a lot of our other stuff. We're gonna lose. I can't believe it. Come on, man. Really? He froze all of our weapons all of a sudden? It's just... Whatever. This run is already doomed. Like, we're running with 2 bronze items are our big damage dealers. We got issues. Both of these are really good. I think that this is slightly better, because this will be like a 10% damage upgrade. I might just give it to the katana. No, I'm going to give it to the cutlass, because the cutlass is going to crit more and more. A loot item. Probably going for the loot item. Ooh, there's a lot of choices. I didn't expect that many choices. Leftmost freeze item. This gives us 4 more burn. It's got to be the 4 more burn. We're investing everything into Cutlass here. This might be the end, but... This guy's on last stand. He has 1 more win than us. I don't know. I think this one's over, but...
I'm a bit of a legend on Pelago.
I don't think my ideas were that bad. I just think our shops never panned out for us, and I wish I had gone for the submersible build, because I think that would have popped off. Oh no, he's got a lot of freezing. He's gonna kill us. He had too much freezing. Yeah, we couldn't even do any damage because none of our items ever went off.
We could
Well,
use you in the fight on Pelago.
that wasn't great. It just never worked out. Like, we needed to get this skill way earlier. It looks like we're on, like, day 5 or something. Like, I don't know how we never got to upgrade any of these items. That's crazy. Usually you get upgrades so often. Whatever. It happens. Use large items. I might re-roll that challenge because I don't know how much I'm gonna do that challenge. Let me re-roll this challenge real quick before I forget. Learn 5 gold skills. I wish I had re-rolled that before. Anyways, let's see what we can... Oh. Yeah, sometimes this happens too, where you just like, you click on this and it does nothing for like 2 or 3 times, and then it just finally works. And then we get a chest, which is good because we'll get a little bit more gems to hopefully buy a character at some point. Let's go open up that chest. Throw that on there. Oh boy, we got hand axe. It sucks because it's a low amount of gems. Honestly, up until now, I've gotten like an average of 50 gems per pull. That kind of sucks because now we probably need an extra chest before I'll have enough for a character. But it's whatever, you know. Okay, so that was our warm-up run. Next, we're going to do a ranked run, but that's our first video on the new update for, or the like actual release update for the Bazaar. We'll be back in the next one doing our first like free ranked ticket. And yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.